Here's what we know. The elite plan to kick off the food shortage in Europe, which is historically one of the best-fed regions in the whole world. When the dominoes begin to fall and the consequences for the rest of the world kick in, the globe will be plunged into a devastating famine that will make 9/11 and the COVID pandemic look like child's play. The elite have been building up to this moment since the dying days of the COVID pandemic. Bill Gates suddenly moved into farming, quickly becoming America's biggest landowner. And we've been dealing with a spate of food production fires across the US and Europe, placing stress on the supply chain. Here are 5 of the most disturbing future events outlined in detail by the global elite during their wargaming event in the heart of the EU last month. First, they're planning to engineer harvest failures. And so, it's 2025 and there are more harvest failures, the report states. They impact animal feed prices, which curbs livestock and fish production. Some ships carrying crops turn away from Europe to cater to higher bidders elsewhere. Anyone who's been listening to the protesting European farmers will understand that the upcoming famine is being engineered by the elites as we speak. The WEF's green agenda policies, adopted by EU states, are driving farmers out of business. Second, they're planning to cut palm oil exports and blame conspiracy theorists for the fallout. Asia's palm oil export limits are now reducing supplies of daily staples from margarine to bread. Allegations of corporate greed, disinformation, and conspiracy theories are spreading. Of course, the elite are already planning to blame so-called conspiracy theorists and disinformation for the global food shortage. Third, they're planning to exacerbate the fertilizer shortage even more, causing grocery prices to skyrocket. The cost of fertilizers and energy needed to grow crops and keep glasshouses running soared in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. When they're not blaming so-called conspiracy theorists for the global famine, they're going to blame Putin, their favorite boogeyman. Fourth, they're planning to stoke widespread chaos in the streets. Things unravel further later in 2025, the report warns. Thieves are looting supermarkets, police struggle to contain riots spreading in cities, people in Germany can't find fish and meat at grocery stores, livestock farmers are going bankrupt. The global elite have earmarked 2025 for full societal breakdown, as common people starve to death and lash out at those who've subjected them to living in open-air prisons. Fifth, they are preparing to deal with widespread anger directed at the elites. Meanwhile, the public's focus shifts to profiteering by commodity traders. Small farms fall like dominoes, while attacks on immigrants begin to become more widespread. Is the EU a sinking ship? Someone asks in the video.
I don't know how it will play out in November, but what we know is that we will end up with many more unemployed, and particularly also people in the grey economy, which are not counted for, who lose their jobs. So we will see definitively a lot of anger already now, but probably increased by the end of the year, because this crisis will be with us until we really have found a remedy. So we have to prepare for a more angry world. And how to prepare? It means to take the necessary action.
According to Schwab, the appropriate action involves depopulating the vast majority of the world. Up to 94% of humanity must be killed, according to Schwab's disciples. But before the Great Cull, elite wargame participants all agreed that humanity must be weaned off meat and forced to eat bugs, and Bill Gates' carcinogenic synthetic fake beef. Why would the elite wage war on those who provide our food?
Why would you come after the most hardworking sector, the most lucrative sector, the people that provide you with food? Why would you shut down your nuclear plants if you are to import electricity for I don't know how much more the price? Why? And I think it was Carl Jung actually who said, if you can't understand someone's actions, you have to look at the consequences and infer the motive. If the consequences of their policies are that we become poorer, if we become poorer, we become more dependent on them. We basically essentially would starve if this is put through, and we don't have the financial means anymore to import our food. And, I don't know, God forbid a disaster happens, we've outsourced everything, we could be in real trouble. Well, if those are the consequences, then apparently that's the motive. These people are, the net zero scam, and I would really call it a scam, is something
it's a criminal scam.
Yes,
it's a criminal scam.
Yeah,
it's not just a scam.
It is criminal, and I think that it is of the worst type of injustice if a government and the people who are supposed to represent us, talk talking about democracy, liberal democracy and all, if those people turn their backs on their own population, and not just turn their backs, but actively, again, go against their interests and allow them essentially, if things go wrong, to become poor and to starve. I see true evil behind these acts. I don't just see incompetence anymore.
More and more people are waking up and seeing the global elite for what they've always been. Deranged psychopaths intent on destruction and domination. Here at the People's Voice, we are determined to continue exposing the crimes of the elite, but we need your help. Subscribe to the channel, tell your